This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
With Lululemon, the real gift happens when your holiday checklist is complete. When you give them the coziest scuba matching set, you both get moments like this. And this. And this. This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to find last-minute gifts that bring presents. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
Entertaining and informative.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
77 WABC.
Big 8 o'clock hour about to come your way. We're going to talk to Scott Lebedo, the relentless patriot, the great artist. He's hoping to paint, he should paint at the inauguration. And again, found out a couple of days ago from my dear friend Liz Pipko. In fact, a week from tomorrow night, I'm going on vacation. That's true. Today's the last show. So you're not going to hear this show in this, the way we do it, till January 2nd of 2025. But if you keep up with me on social media, and many, many, many thousands of you do, I'm doing some cool things over vacation, including the dinner coming up a week from tomorrow night with Siggy Flicker, the great Siggy, and her husband Michael, Liz Pipko, the great Liz, and her husband Darren, and me and Danielle at Mar-a-Lago, where I do expect to see President Trump. And then we'll be back, Danielle and I, and this radio show for the inauguration. And we will be going, Danielle and I, to the big inaugural bowl. So a lot of cool stuff about to come your way. But Lebedo needs to paint like he did in Wildwood, like he did at the rally in Nassau Coliseum, like he did at the rally at MSG, like he did at the rally when he returned to Butler, Pennsylvania. Lebedo's got to do it. He's coming up at 8:25. Famed defense attorney, a dear friend of mine for 47 years, Joseph Tacopina, coming up at 8:45. But I want to get as many people on today as possible who helped us during the last year. Now, look, we have a lot of sports guys on this show. Francesa was on a couple of times last year. Christopher Mad Dog Russo was on pretty regularly a lot in 2024 and all these years. But the one guy I've got that can talk about the Mets or the Jets or Donald Trump and has no issue doing it. These other guys, they get very nervous. No politics, no politics. That's not Joe Benigno. So here he is, WFAN legend, and now a huge contributor to Sid and Friends in the Morning, my former partner, Joe Benigno. Joseph, good morning, pal.
Bro, how are you? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there. God bless. When you go down to see the big guy, give him a kiss for me, okay? Will you do that, please?
I will do that, yes. So O'Reilly was on the show yesterday. He's on every Thursday, his last session with me until 2025. And I mentioned that you're reading all these killing books, and your beautiful wife, Terry, she's reading all these killing books, and you loved confronting the presidents. But I'm not going to lie to you. I did say that at the end of the text, you did once again call him a pompous ass. So
I just said pompous, but
yeah.
I am now. Let me tell you something. These books are phenomenal. I read Confronting the Presidents. I read Killing Kennedy. It took me about 5 days to read that, and it is a fat. Let me tell you something. If you're into the Kennedy White House, I was a kid, but I remember pretty well. I was 10 years old when he got killed. I remember the day vividly. It's just phenomenal. He paints the whole picture, the Camelot and all that's great. Now I just yesterday, because now I'm into reading all these books. Yesterday I went and got Killing Jesus. I figured that was, I was going to get that or Patton, but I got Jesus because of the season, and it's outstanding too. I got Killing Witches for my wife, so I'm all over O'Reilly's books right now.
That's awesome. And I will say this. You sent me a text last week, and it was probably a throwaway text for you, but it meant a lot for me. You and I worked together. We had a great show. We could have been the next Mike and the Mad Dog. I screwed that up. I take accountability for that. But you do all these.
I love you anyway, though, bro. I love you anyway.
Thank you. You do all these great sports shows, but you thanked me last week. You said, thank you for allowing me to come on your great show and talk about politics and talk about Trump, something you can't do at your regular job.
Right.
So I appreciated that text, and you're great at it. You do a terrific job with both sports and politics. So selfishly, it works for me, but thank you for sending me that text.
Well, I appreciate it. I really mean it, bro. You've given me a pulpit, whatever you want to call it, a platform to talk about, how I feel about what's going on in the country right now. I'm a little upset with this bill going down. Well, what is with this omnibus bill and this stuff going down? Chip Roy, Don, they killed the bill.
Elon.
I mean, what they're going to close? They're going to shut down the government?
No.
What is this nonsense?
They won't do it. It's always down to the very last second. In fact, Mike Lawler, the great congressman out of Rockland
from
County.
New York. Love Mike Lawler.
He texted me.
Beard, by the way, Mike Lawler.
Yes, good beard. He texted me 2 minutes ago. He may hop on to give us the latest. My feeling is they'll avert, like they always do, a government shutdown. But everybody's playing hardball, including Don. Don did not do his good buddy Mike Johnson any favors the last couple of days.
No, you know what? And as far as that goes, are we really going to get rid? They got rid of McCarthy. Are they really going to get rid of Johnson too now? I mean, come on. I mean, give me a break. How many times are the Republicans going to do that? You don't see the Democrats do that.
Listen, it's gross, but it could happen. I mean, there is a.
No, I know.
McCarthy's out. They try to get Jim Jordan. That didn't work out. The New York crowd, in fact, didn't like him. They love him personally, but he wasn't good for New York. They tried to get Steve Scalise. That didn't work out.
Right.
They get Johnson, who I think is a very good speaker, and now they want to get rid of him. So, and you know who the culprits are. Some of them are my friends. I mean, MTG is a friend of mine, but when you get when they get a hair up their ass, that's it, Joe.
Yeah, well, she's MTG is she's a hound dog, man. She don't stop, So
she's rough.
I totally get it. How about Elon for speaker? How about that? Is that possible? I guess it's not possible because he's not in Congress, right?
You don't have to be. Anybody can be the speaker.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
You could be the speaker.
Right. No, I don't want to be the speaker.
What are you doing next year?
No, I'm good, bro.
You sure? You want to keep talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets?
I will say this: if Don gave me some kind of a job, I would certainly work for him.
You would do that, right?
Yes.
I mean, you got to be just about at the end of the line talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, no?
Well, I mean, here's my deal. You bring it up. I want Rodgers back next year. I don't want another rebuild. And I am firmly in the Mike Vrabel camp. I think that, I guess they're going to interview the former GM in Tennessee who, worked with Vrabel. I'd hire him and bring Vrabel in. Let's go. I mean, I want a veteran guy. We cannot have a first-time coordinator with this franchise. We cannot start from scratch again. Another rebuild. There's too many good young players on his team. We need a real coach, and we need bring Rodgers back for one more year and, maybe draft a quarterback in the second round or whatever and try to develop that.
Well, I agree with you. And Rodgers, I thought, has played well enough the last month. He's proven he can still play. So,
of course.
So I'm a Giant fan. I'm really down on John Mara. You don't listen every day, but I tell Giant fans all the time, stop showing up, even with your stupid bags over your head. Don't show up.
How about the planes? They're flying the planes again.
I know, but don't show. You really want to hurt John Mara? Don't show up. Don't show up and then complain that the product is no good. He needs to fire Daboll. He needs to fire Shane. But I'm really down on the owner. How did Jet fans feel about Woody Johnson?
Well, he's a terrible owner. I mean, I like Woody. Look, Woody's a big Don guy, so from that aspect, I like Woody. I get that. But, he's been a terrible owner. Look, the biggest mistake made this year, and look, Salah wasn't a very good coach. He's a great guy, not a good coach. He shouldn't have fired Salah when he did. That really just sabotaged.
Why did he do that? Because Aaron Rodgers was so angry?
I don't think so. I don't think it had any. This is what kills me. I got to tell you, Sid. Really, everybody, the media can't wait to blame Rodgers for everything. They can't wait to run him out of town. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, let me tell you, here's the problem. Too many people have been covering the Jets, beat writers for the Jets, for too long, and they don't want to see him win. They want them to be a continuing soap opera and a continuing disaster because it's a better story. And as a Jet fan, I'm sick and tired of it. I mean, I'm not going to say names, and I could, but I won't. Some of these guys I like. A lot of them I don't like. I'm sure most of them don't like me. That's a problem. Look, Rodgers can play. And the last thing I want to see is him leave, because he's going to play next year. You know he is. He's still got a lot of juice. The last thing I want to see is Rodgers go somewhere else and light it up next year.
Right. Jason Whitlock told me a couple of days ago he'll be in San Francisco next year. Brock Purdy's never healthy.
Well, I hope Jason Whitlock. I respect Jason Whitlock. I love him. I think he's tremendous. But I hope he's 100%
Yeah, I know you do. Two more we got to run. I want to get to baseball. The Mets get Soto. Alonso's still out there. But I got to tell you, the Yanks, yes, they lose a big bat. Cody Bellinger is not Juan Soto. But they bring in Max Fried. They got maybe the best closer in Devin Williams in the National League. So at least the Yankees, at the very least, with Cole and Fried atop that rotation, that's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. By the way, Devin Williams is the guy to give up the home run to Pete in the playoff game, in the third game against Milwaukee. Thank you very much. So, look, I mean, they rebounded nicely. The Yankees are going to be good. I mean, come on, they're going to be good. They still got a solid team. Judge is still there. They got players on that team yet. So, it's not like the Yankees are going to crumble into, a 75-win team here. So, let's be real. Yeah. The Mets need to sign Alonso. I want him back. I think every Met fan does. I think Uncle Stevie's got to get it done, okay? And I want to see Sean Manaea back, too. I mean, some of these pitches, this guy from the Angels they just traded for with a 5.1 ERA.
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Frankie Montas? See, David Stearns did a great job last year. There's no question about it. But I think he's getting a little too cute with signing some of these stiffs.
I know, but
come on.
But be careful. We killed him last year, and it all worked out. So maybe last
right.
one on the winter sports. The Rangers usually play like this in the playoffs. Now they're playing like this during the regular season. But
I don't want to say they play like this in the play. I mean, look, they did get to the conference finals last year, and they've been a good playoff team for a long time. Here's I blame the GM. Why did Chris Drew? Now they got rid of Truva, they got rid of Kako. Why did this guy, I think they were 12-4-1 at the time, or whatever they were. They lost a couple games on that Western swing, and he comes out and makes this statement, well, everybody, we're open for business. We'll trade anybody. They haven't been the same team since then. Even Shesterkin hasn't been as good. They gave him the big contract.
Yep.
Even he hasn't been as good. I totally blame Chris Drury for this. What's happened.
Okay, fair enough. But the other tenant there, I was arguing last night with my son, who's a great basketball Knick fan, and Michael Rappaport, who's a great basketball guy. He was at this event with me and Gabriel last night. Great basketball knowledge.
Didn't Rappaport come around and vote for Don? By the way,
yes.
Finally woke up and smelled the coffee.
Yeah, he did.
Time.
But I told him last night, I go, we're good enough, the Knickerbockers, to win it. And they both said, no, we're not. We don't go deep enough. We've got 7 guys. That's it. And eventually teams like Boston will just, outplay us because we're not that deep a team. I said, no, we're good enough to win it. Are we?
I think we're very soft. I think we're a soft team. I don't think we're great defensively. I got to see it, man. They haven't won since You know what, Sid? 1973. I don't even think you were born yet. Okay,
I was 6 years old. I was 6.
That's the last time they won a championship.
Yeah.
I will believe that the New York Knickerbockers have won a championship when it happens. There's been a lot of pain over the years. The Ewing years, there was a lot of brutal playoff losses, as you know, during the years with Patrick. And even the last couple of years. Last year, I mean, the second round, brutal playoff loss to Indiana. I think if Anunoby didn't get hurt, they probably would have won that series, but whatever. I'll believe it when I see it, Sid. I think they're a little soft. I think Towns is a real good player. It bothers me that he takes nights off. Patrick Ewing, back in the days when Ewing was playing, okay, and I was doing the overnight, I used to go to a lot of Knick games. I was in the Garden all the time. After every game, and Ewing would never take a day off, I would see him with both knees in buckets of ice water when I go into the locker room. Yep. I mean, he played all the time. And the NBA has gotten very soft. It's very soft.
Well, I mean, Mikal Bridges is getting killed. He has some good games, but Knick fans are very disappointed in him so far.
Well, it's early. What are they, 16-10? I mean, you're a Knicks fan right now.
Yeah.
You know, the season lasts forever. Just relax. They're going to be in the playoffs. And we'll see. I mean, it's all about winning in the playoffs. There's no doubt about it.
All right, Joe. So in the final 30 seconds, this is a legendary WFAN host, but now a big-time contributor to this show on WABC. Joe Benigno, what is your message this holiday season to your listeners at the Fan and here as well?
Thank God the big guys are coming back. Thank God the big boys are coming back. Let's get rid of these drones. Let's straighten out this stupid omnibus bill or whatever the hell it is. And I by the way, isn't it time? You know, I'm reading real quickly, reading O'Reilly's book, Confronting the Presidents. Up until 1933, the first term of FDR, inauguration day was March the 5th. They moved it to January 20th in 1933. Isn't it time now to move it like the January 2nd, Sid? Isn't it time to move it up?
Well, I got to tell you,
we have to wait another month.
I know. After watching Joe Biden this time around, you may want to move it to November 7th.
Well, that would have been better. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So that's my message. I can't wait till the big boys come back. God bless America, and again, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year to everybody. You too, bro. You and Danielle, the entire family. Like I said, when you go down to Mar-a-Lago, give Don a little kiss for me, okay? Tell him I love him. And, good job by you. Going to be at the inauguration. You going to speak at the inauguration? You're not going to speak.
No, right? I don't think so. I curse too much at the Garden. I think I'm suspended for about 6 months.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you will be sitting between Joey Boy and Jilly? Is there any truth?
That could happen. That could happen. Who knows? I don't know. But again, thank you so much for doing a great job with us. And we'll continue this, Joe Benigno, when we get back in 2025. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
You too, bro. All the love. Happy Hanukkah. God bless.
You
all right,
too.
bro? Take care.
Give a big kiss to Terry for me, too. We love Terry. That is the great Joe Benigno right there, folks. Still a legend at WFAN, but doing a great job with us here on Sid and Friends in the Morning, sports and politics as well.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.